Traditionally, it always seemed that as a man ages, he looked more distinguished, that is. But now, as men are getting older, a lot of them seem to be worrying more about the same things that women do: their looks, their hair, and in Britain, that is bringing some unwelcome attention to the future king. Even Prince Charming can't escape the trained eye of the press, which is firmly focused on Prince William's hairline. And the headlines can be downright mean. Some suggesting the 28-year-old may be rushing to the altar before losing any more hair. There's no proof that prompted the royal proposal, but for the 80 million Americans losing their hair, experts say it can be a factor, with single men worried a receding hairline makes them less attractive.
Men are now feeling the same pressures that women have felt for decades.
Good thing you had hair when we got married.
Yeah, I know there was. I wouldn't have her right now.
An explosion of men's magazines is pushing that image of a perfectly sculpted body topped by a full head of hair. Men are spending $1 billion a year on hair growth products alone. Even President Obama has drawn headlines for his hair, with new photos prompting questions as to whether he's dyed it for a more youthful look.
Grecian formula?
And with women making gains in the workplace, improving their wages by 28% compared to men in the last 30 years, they can afford to be more picky when choosing a partner.
As women have become more independent, they're looking to men in much the same way that men have historically looked to women.
I thought he was going to kiss me, but he didn't. I even leaned back like this.
The 1950s image of a woman desperate to find a husband is clearly a thing of the past, as is men's focus on their wallet over their waistline. William does have one advantage over most men. Someday, he may be able to cover up with a crown. Covering the crown with a different crown. Joining us this morning is Lesley Jane Seymour. She's editor-in-chief of More Magazine. Great to have you with us this morning.
Good to see you.
Is it, I mean, have we really come to the point where men are so much more concerned about their looks that they may actually want to get married earlier before they start to go?
Oh my God, who knew they had an expiration date? It's just like women. You know, there are going to be a lot of women out there who say, finally men are living it like we are, with that expiration date, you know, hanging over you every 5 minutes. And it's really sad. I mean, it's a shame, but as women get to be more independent, as we have, you know, more economic power, a fat wallet doesn't look so good when the hair is thinning, I guess, you know?
And so, I mean, as women are looking at this, it may not look as good, the money may not be as important, but everybody wants some sort of stability.
Yes.
Which now it's the couple bringing it more to the relationship than just one side of it.
Yes, 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 and it's not all about your hair. I mean, hopefully women have always known and have always chosen to wake up, as they say, not next to handsome every day.
Right.
You wake up next to your best friend, you wake up next to the guy who's a wonderful father. There are many other things that you can wake up next to.
The looks don't last forever.
No.
How does this impact, though? Because we joke about, oh, finally they know what it's like for women, and we mean it. It's not really just a joke. How does that impact a woman, though, and her self-esteem and the way she views herself?
Well, I think for once it's maybe leveling the playing field a lot. I mean, you know, look, it pays if you're going to start going bald to be a prince, but if you're not, you got to be a prince in your own mind. But women have lived with this for so long, and maybe there's going to be, look at all those guys who are getting older, who've always gone for the 20-year-olds and the 30-year-olds. Maybe they got to look for somebody who's a little more forgiving.
Or someone their own age.
Someone their own age.
It's just a thought, too.
It's not bad.
When it comes to men and women on this, do you think, though, even as men are paying more attention to their appearance, do we really see eye to eye on the things that we're focusing on in terms of we want to work on, we want to look good in certain areas?
You know, I think it's not a bad thing in any case to always be, you know, just because you get married doesn't mean you can pull the ripcord on your looks. I mean, you can't just sort of settle down and let it all hang out there. And I think it's good that if men and women both know, look, I've got to keep her interested, he has to keep me interested. It shouldn't just be always the woman who has to do it.
It shouldn't be. And does it,
I think it's good.
Can it also bring you closer as a couple?
Well, maybe you go to the gym together.
To be feeling those same pressures. I mean, can it have a benefit in your relationship?
Yes, but I think any kind of equality does benefit a relationship. So somebody isn't always in the, you know, the giving side and the other person's on the taking side. And I think anything that sort of levels us out is great.
It's a good thing. So it's not the end of the world for men. They should know that just because they're losing a little hair.
No, and you know what? If you go to Italy, and men know how to do it really well there, they shave it off and they get those great glasses and they look amazing.
It's all in the sunglasses then.
There you go.
There you go. Lesley, thanks.